Hello everyone, I'm Mike Wilkins. I'm a saxophone player in the New York City area, and I'm here today to do a review of the Sjq carbon fiber tenor saxophone case. So I got the Sjq tenor case back in October of 2019, now we're in August of 2020, so I've had it about 10 months. Alright, so I just got this box in the mail from the Sjq case, and I'm pretty excited to open it up and see what we got here. Okay, let's see if I can just pull this out. We got without getting peanuts everywhere. And there we have it, the Sjq Tenor Saxophone carbon fiber case. Wow, it looks great. Alright, so I've been curious about these latches. These are the latches that Sungjun and Sjq recommends for the tenor. And, oh yeah, these feel great. They're like super sturdy, very solid. So these are the Southco latch option. So it's a little bit of extra money, but I mean, these feel great. I think it's well worth it. Put it on the corner here. And the other option that I got is the backpack straps. And just like the design of the handles, they're attached to one side of the shell, and then the bottoms are attached to the other side of the shell, which keeps it from opening up accidentally, even if you forget to, latch your latches. It feels great, very comfortable, very easy to carry. Of course, I don't have my horn in yet, but it's like nothing. It's super light. But yeah, this is great. This is amazing. So let me open it up and see what it looks like inside and get my horn in there. Okay, so I'm just gonna see how it all fits. Feels great. So I first wanted to talk about the carbon fiber shells. Carbon fiber is an extremely lightweight material and super strong at the same time. So your horn is in very good hands. It's going to be very protected. So I want to talk about the memory foam interior of the case, because memory foam is a really great material for saxophone cases, and the more I use the cases with memory foam, the more I like it. It just fits great, and it fits great year after year. It's always there to support the horn. Some other foam, like hard foam or permanent kind of foam material, they deteriorate over time, and so it gets looser and looser inevitably. You have to add up more foam or more support. But the memory foam seems to just last longer in the first place, but it's always pushing back to the horn a little bit so that it never seems to get loose. So, I've had the Soprano case for a couple of years now, and it doesn't feel loose at all in any way. Memory foam is super protective in the case of a drop. If you were to drop your case, the horn is going to be cradled and comforted all the way until it stops moving. And I really feel like the memory foam gives enough to minimize any damage that you'd have from something like a horn drop in the case. And it's also just so versatile. One of the things that happened with my Soprano case is I have the Oleg front F attachment on my Soprano, and the case wasn't designed with that in mind. But all you have to do is just put something in the case and close it down, and it pushes the foam back enough so that then the case will work with whatever customized attachment you might have. It'll take a little while to adapt to your horn. But once it does, it works great. So basically that solves the problem with some of the other manufacturers where you have to send your horn in to get a customized fit for your case. But at the same time, if you can get the same results without having to send your horn in and all that, to me, I'm very happy that I can just get the case, pop the horn in, and both cases that I've gotten, they fit great. Just the design of the memory foam, the fact that there's a lot of empty space around the memory foam, It really offers plenty of storage space, and it comes with a nice neck pouch that you can fit in the bell. But you have plenty of storage around the body of the horn as well, just in the spaces that there's no memory foam. All right, and then I also wanted to talk a little bit about how the cases are designed with kind of an upright layout. It's also kind of like an automatically opening design. You know, the weight of the case opens it up, and then you can see there's a wire that keeps it from opening too far, so nothing gets dropped or damaged. Then also, of course, I spoke about the straps. The fact that they're connected from one side of the shell to the other, it ends up being like an automatic closing case as well. Now, I wouldn't count on it, but you know, let's say you forgot to latch the latches or something like that, and you just grabbed the horn and you started to go. I feel pretty comfortable that the case is going to close on the horn, and you're not going to drop anything. You're going to feel it wiggling around a little differently, and you're going to remember to latch your latches. One of the things I opted for in this case is backpack straps. With the Soprano, I have the single strap, and it works great. No problems at all. I was just thinking with tenor, you know, between the case and the horn, it's a little bit more weight. With this case, it's just nice to have it evenly balanced on your shoulders. Now that I got the backpack straps, I kind of feel like the case is so light anyway, I probably didn't need to get them, but I have them and they're nice and I don't regret it. I guess one thing I should say is the backpack straps are great to have, especially if you're going to be carrying other cases. Especially with tenor, if you put it on one shoulder, it's always going to be kind of falling off and you're trying to carry other things. It's so much easier just to center it on your shoulders, and then you can carry lighter, smaller bags, one strap on each side. So that's something I wanted to point out, is if you have any health issues, neck problems, back problems. I know us saxophone players, we all have a little bit of those, unless we're really, really healthy and really lucky. But it just takes away a little bit of the weight, and then the backpack straps distributing that little bit of weight evenly, it just makes a lot of difference. So that's something else, is a big selling point for these cases. The other upgrade that I opted for was the Sjq latches, which are the upgraded version of latches for the tenor case. And he recommended them, and I got them, and they work great. I mean, I'm really happy with them. Now, would the standard latches work fine for this case? Definitely. I mean, again, I have the same latches on my Walt Johnson case, and they're going on, you know, 26, 27 years maybe now. But these Sjq latches are a little bit nicer. They kind of have a closing on them. They're just tucked away a little bit more. So again, it's a nice little bonus. Probably not necessary, but they're nice. So one thing I wanted to mention as well, in the Soprano case review, I talked more about like the head-to-head comparisons between different brands of cases, the ones that I have around and the ones that I have experience with. So I compared with ProTech, the original Selmer case, Hiscox case I have, and my Walt Johnson case. So if you're interested, you can watch the Soprano case review again to get more details on that. Most of the points that I made about the Soprano case apply to the tenor case as well. But I did want to talk about the weight, because there I was only able to compare the 3 Soprano cases for weight. Now I want to compare the 2 tenor cases that I have around. So I have a Walt Johnson case from 1993, and I weighed that, and it's 9.6 pounds, which is 4.35 kilograms. And I just weighed the Sjq Tenor case, and it came in at 6.8 pounds and 3.08 kilograms. So with those weights, the Sjq case comes in at 29% lighter than the Walt Johnson case. 29%, it's similar to what I calculated with the Soprano cases as well. It's a greater actual amount of weight difference, so it feels like more of a benefit with the tenor case for sure. With the Soprano case, I often was saying, well, the weight savings is kind of a luxury on a case that small and that light in the first place. But with the tenor, it's like, since using the new case, it's just so much nicer than carrying around that heavy Walt Johnson. Because basically, I feel like now I'm just happy to carry my tenor around just all the time. So these cases are not cheap. But there's a couple things that I think we should keep in mind. These are fully repairable. Anything that goes wrong with them can be completely fixed. It's not like it's an item that you are going to use for a while and then have to throw away or something like that. This is something that could very easily last you the rest of your life. Worst case scenario, if you had to replace the memory foam inserts for a new horn, you could do that. It's not a major production. If you had to replace latches, I've done that. It's possible and it's easy. If you have to replace handles, things like that, this can all be done. The carbon shells themselves will very likely last forever. They would have to go through some serious abuse for them not to be still functional. I can't imagine what would have to happen to them for them to be retired, let's say, or disposed of. But it's incredibly strong material, and I just can't imagine what would have to happen. So one important point I wanted to mention is that these cases are fully insurable with instrument insurance companies. So I've used Clarion, which if you're not familiar with them, check them out. They're great for vintage instruments. You can get thousands of dollars of coverage for a couple $100 a year. And it's all musical equipment, your laptop, anything you use to make music you can insure. And these cases can be fully insured, and that's what I've gone ahead to do. So it basically means if anything is stolen, if the cases are stolen, you're going to get your money to replace them. If they get damaged in any way, you can either repair them or replace them. It's going to make these purchases kind of a once-in-a-lifetime purchase. So if the price tag scares you off at the beginning, think about the value that you're getting and how you can protect that investment with some decent insurance. So I've kind of touched on this, but I'm going to put it all in a nutshell. Who is the SJQ case for? Well, it's really for a couple of different types of people. First and foremost, it's for people who like nice things and can afford them. If you like to treat yourself with something that's going to make you happy and proud every time you touch it, every time you pick it up, every time you walk by it, this is the kind of case that you probably want to treat yourself with. I feel very fortunate to have gotten the two cases that I have, and literally every time I walk by and see them, I'm like, oh, that's just so nice. You know, it's really well designed, really well built, works great, and your back will thank you, your neck will thank you. As much as a saxophone case could make me happy, these make me happy. I love the design, and they're well built. I'm kind of an engineering nerd in a way, and I just love to see when people put thought into the design, both functional design, but also just aesthetic design. And I think Sjq does a great job at balancing those two, you know, innovative ideas and also beautiful design. If anyone is traveling on planes regularly to play, I think these cases are great. A big part of getting on a plane without any hassles is just to keep kind of a low profile on what you have on your back. Now, if I had to check my horn, which I don't recommend to anyone, but if I had to check my horn, I would definitely want it in the SJQ case. The point is, if you buy an SJQ case, it's kind of a once-in-a-lifetime investment. It's something that, it's super light, super easy to use. It checks all the boxes, and you don't need a second case for any other reason. It's going to give you everything you need. So I tried not to repeat myself too much from the other video, so there might be some details that you might want to check out. So if you like my review, please click the like button. Send me a message if you're interested in these cases. I'm happy to answer your questions. If you're in and around New Jersey, New York area, please feel free to drop me a line. I'd be happy to show you my cases. I have some other products from SJQ around. If you're interested in anything, I can try to hook you up so you can try these things out. But definitely reach out, and thanks for watching, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Yeah, bye-bye.